everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. I am now officially Mrs. Dunning, which is very surreal. I hope you're all doing really well. Welcome to a brand new video, a fresh start it feels like. So it's been about 2.5 weeks since the wedding, which is crazy really, because that seems like so close. It doesn't, when I say it like that, it doesn't seem like it's been very long, but it feels like it could have been like 2 years ago that we got married. It's all just like a big blur, but the best blur. So yeah, we got married on the 5th of August, which is about 2.5 weeks ago when I'm filming this. I don't know when this video will go up, but it'll probably be a little bit later on. But yeah, we got married on the 5th of August, and then we had, I think we had about 3 days after the wedding, and then we went straight on our honeymoon. So we have been back from our honeymoon for literally like 3 days, which even that feels crazy. It feels like we've been back for ages. But yeah, we did a week in Santorini, and then we flew straight from Santorini to Italy, and we did 5 nights in Sorrento. So we have just had the most amazing couple of weeks. The wedding day was the best day of our lives. It was the best day of my life so far. Everything just went perfectly, and yeah, it was just amazing. It was just unreal, and I do already feel like I wish I could do it all again. I feel sad that my one and only wedding day is done and it's all over. But yeah, we had an amazing time on the honeymoon as well. That was like the holiday of dreams. It was the most perfect holiday I could have ever wished for. Like I said, we did a week in Santorini, so that was sort of like our chilled week. It was the perfect honeymoon destination for us. It had everything there that we wanted. We did like a bed and breakfast, so we went out every night for food and cocktails, and we laid around the pool. We met some people there, we made friends, we did like a boat trip. It was just amazing. And then we flew to Italy, stayed in Sorrento. So we had sort of like 4 full days in Sorrento, technically 5 nights, but it was 4 days. And 2 of those days we just sort of relaxed. So our first day and our last day, we just like chilled around the pool, went into the town, like got lunch and went to the pool and just sort of like chilled out. And then the other 2 days, like the 2 days in the middle of like the 4 days, we went to Pompeii, which was one thing that was sort of like on my bucket list. I really wanted to do, so that was amazing. And then we hired a scooter and sort of like did the Amalfi Coast, which was the most unreal views, just like out of this world. It was amazing. So we stopped off at Positano and just spent a couple of hours there, like got some dinner, went in the sea. It was very busy in Positano and Amalfi. We like continued on to Amalfi and did the same there. We just sort of had a little bit of a mooch around. We didn't go in the sea in Amalfi. We just like sat and had a drink, had a mooch around the town, and then headed back on our little Vespa. So yeah, it was just the most amazing couple of weeks away, and we're now back to reality. So obviously Louis is back at work, but I'm lucky enough to still be off. I do only work like at term time, so I'm still off for like the rest of August. I think I've only got a couple of weeks, maybe it's even a week. Yeah, we're coming towards the end of the 6 weeks holidays, which is sad, but I feel like now that everything is over, I do still feel like I'm on a bit of a high, because we've got the house to now focus on, which I feel like I've been sort of waiting for this time, even though I've been like excited about the wedding and the honeymoon and it was all just perfect. I think I would feel a lot sadder that all of that was over if we didn't have the house to focus on, but we've got a bit of like sort of freedom now to just focus on the house, get stuff done, and I'm excited for that. So yeah, we've literally been back in the country for like 3 days, and on day one straight away I was like, right, let's get the plaster around, let's get the build around, let's do some shopping, like let's make some progress with this house, because that is what's on my mind now, and I feel like I need to see something happen. I've been waiting for this time for so long. So yeah, we're finally making progress. Well, not yet, but we will be. So everything is like upside down at the moment. I've got cards everywhere because we went on our honeymoon so like quickly after the wedding. We obviously we opened all of our cards and all of our presents the day after the wedding, but we didn't put any of the cards up because we were going away. So when we got back, it seemed a shame to just get rid of all of the cards and not sort of have them up in the house. So yeah, I've literally got a table full of cards here, and then the windowsill in the living room is also full of cards right along here. So yeah, I'm still sort of like in wedding mode, but more so in house mode. So yeah, everything is a little bit upside down, but we had the plasterer come round last night. He came to give us a price for this room. So I've spoken about this room like quite recently. This is the room that we have sort of wanted to focus on and like get plastered basically, because once the walls are plastered in here, this one's already done because this was a stud wall that we put up ourselves, but the ceilings need doing, the other walls need doing, and obviously we need to sort out this fireplace situation. So yeah, we have had the plaster around. He's given us a price and he is starting next week. So we need to get this room cleared. Yeah, we need to get this room emptied and ready for it to be plastered next week. So once that is done, we also, well, I want to add sort of like coving in here. I wanted this room to be a little bit more of a statement, I suppose, in here. This is obviously like quite a small room. It's like, it's a decent size, but this is our sort of separate cozy living room. That was always the plan for this room. We're going like dark green on the walls, fireplace, TV, corner sofa. Like this is just going to be our cozy little like evening living room where we come to like watch TV and just get all cozy. So I kind of want to give a bit of a like Victorian feel. To be fair, like throughout the house I do like the Victorian style, but it's not a Victorian house, so I don't want to overdo it because I just think it's not a Victorian house. So I don't want to try and like make it into something that it's not, but I do want to add just some of those features. So for the coving in here, I want to go quite dramatic and quite like decorative. I also want ceiling rose, and I want some sort of like ceiling plaster design. I'll put a picture on screen here to sort of give you an idea of what I actually mean, but I basically just want some like decoration on the ceiling in this room. So I've ordered a coving sample, which was from, where was it from? Plaster Ceiling Roses, it's called. So I only ordered one sample because I think this was pretty much the only sample that I was like drawn to. We did go into a shop like local to us that does all sorts of like plaster mouldings and coving and ceiling roses and like all that good stuff. So we went there, but none of the designs on the coving really like caught my eye. I wanted something quite detailed. I absolutely loved Freya Farrington's. I always watch her like Reno home videos, and the coving that she's got in her living room is unreal, but her house is Victorian, I think. So she's got the very like high ceilings, which we don't really have in here. Our ceilings aren't as low as like new builds, but they're not as high as sort of old Victorian Edwardian houses. So we don't have as much to play with in terms of like the drop for the coving, which does sort of like limit us a little bit. So the guy in the shop basically said that we wanted to stick to around about probably maximum like 100mm drop. So you've got like the drop of the coving that comes down the wall, and then the rest of it obviously like projects onto the ceiling, if that makes sense. So he recommended having more of a projection on the ceiling rather than a drop, because we don't have the height really to have like a massive drop. I don't know whether any of this makes sense, but basically this is the sample that I got. So this is from Plaster Ceiling Roses, but they do all like different types of coving. So this is, I'll pop a link below of the exact one that this is, but it's like an egg and dart design. So this has got 100mm drop and 100mm projection. So I'm not really going to be able to show you properly because I can't reach the ceilings. But if I sort of do it, if I show you like against the wall like this, obviously it doesn't go like this, it goes on the ceiling. But so if you imagine that obviously that's the wall and the ceiling, it's 100mm drop and 100mm like onto the ceiling, if that makes any sense. So yeah, this is what I'm thinking for in this room, just around the ceiling. I would probably say that it's a tiny bit smaller than maybe what I wanted. So we've got this little like section just above the window. So this is about 140mm, I think. And ideally I sort of wanted the coving to come down around about that. Maybe it's like 130, just to like, so that it definitely fit. But Louis thinks that that would be too big for the room, but I do want to make a bit of a statement in the living room. I don't think too big is a problem, but maybe it is. Obviously the like professional advice that we got from the man in the shop was not to come down too far. So this one is probably perfect. It's 100mm, which I think is like the right amount, and I like the design of it. It's not too detailed. I personally don't think it's too like dated or old-fashioned. I just think it's the perfect amount of detail to like give that sort of statement in there. I don't know whether I'll go for the same coving throughout the entire house. I definitely want coving in every room eventually. Obviously this like kitchen whole room will be very expensive to do, so that maybe won't happen for a long time. But yeah, I don't know whether I'll go for the same one or whether I'll go for something a bit plainer everywhere else in the house. But yeah, the living room, I just kind of feel like I've got a bit more freedom to play around with some detail, because I think that room it'll give it a lot of character, and I just think it'll be really, really nice. So yeah, that is the coving that is my favourite so far, but there is some on Screwfix that is pretty much identical and it's a lot cheaper, but I don't think it's plaster. I think it's a different material. I don't know whether it's like polystyrene, or I don't know exactly what material it is, but I think it's a bit of a cheaper material, so it is cheaper overall, but it looks very, very similar. So I might order some of that from Screwfix, have a look at it, compare it against this sample and see what I think, because the quotes that we've got for like professionals to fit the coving is very, very expensive. So Louis is quite keen to give it a go himself, but obviously he's never worked with like plaster mouldings like this, and they are quite heavy. I feel like you have to be quite gentle and careful, because the wood probably just crack and get damaged quite easily. So yeah, the screw fix version might be a good shout if Louis is going to try it himself, because the actual coving itself is cheaper. If he does make mistakes, it's not as big of a deal. We've got somebody else coming around this afternoon to give us another quote to fit the coving themselves. So we'll see what that comes out as. But yeah, that is our living room update so far, I think. We do have our electric log burner, which is just in here. So this was broken. I used it quite a bit last winter because we didn't really put our heating on, and I think like just the dust and everything got into the system and it like the fuse blew or whatever. So we got that fixed a few weeks ago, so we can actually put the log burner in position, like in the fireplace in that living room that I've just showed you. So once that room's plastered and like the coving's done, we can move all of our furniture in there and properly like decorate, and that room will just, I'm excited for this to all like come together hopefully quite quickly. We've also had some progress with the downstairs toilet. I don't know whether I've showed any of this. I don't think I have, because this toilet was literally installed like 2 days before the wedding and everything was a little bit crazy, and yeah, I didn't pick the camera up once in the lead up to the wedding, I don't think. So we have got a downstairs toilet. I will show you it now. Oh no, I won't. No, I won't. You're gonna have to wait. I will show you it in this video, but I feel like I've got so much to say and update you on. So basically the plasterer, as I've mentioned, is coming next week to do that living room, but he's also going to do just some like patching up for us around the rest of the house. So we've got holes in the ceiling here, you can just see like little patches, and we've also got the walls chased behind these radiators. So there's this one here, there's this one in the downstairs toilet that's got a hole in the middle there, like that little square, and this one over here, don't know how well you can see that. So we've had the radiators taken off the walls this morning, and we've also had the cistern taken off the wall in the downstairs toilet because that wall needs plastering basically. I'll show you what it looks like, I'll show you, I won't be that person. So this is currently the downstairs toilet. So this is a high cistern toilet, so it doesn't look like anything great at the moment because the cistern, which is sort of like the main thing, is not there, because as you can see this wall needs plastering. So this is a whole other story, but basically our plumber first fixed for the toilet like last year, but he did the first fix for just a normal like low cistern toilet, but obviously that's not what I wanted. I wanted to make things awkward. Well, I didn't want to make things awkward, but I wanted the toilet that I wanted, which was a high cistern. So that basically meant that the pipe he had coming low down here needed to be coming out up here. So we basically decided to just build this wall forward literally by like a couple of centimeters, just so that the pipe is hidden behind the wall basically. So we just need one little bit of plasterboard putting in here, and then the plasterer is gonna plaster this wall. The cistern can go back on, and I'll show you once all of that's done. The rest of the cistern is currently in the utility on here, so it's got the proper like pull chain and like these nice little decorative like brackets, and yeah, I absolutely love it. It looks really good in this downstairs toilet. So yeah, that will also be plastered next week, as well as all of those little holes and patches and stuff. So yeah, there's bits and bobs going on in the house, but yeah, I think that's all of the updates for now. We will obviously be like clearing that living room and stuff over the next few days, so I'll keep you updated with like bits and bobs that's going on. I think Louis did get some clips last night because he was putting this extractor fan in place, which is a very boring job to be honest, but a job that needed doing. But yeah, I'll pop in the clips that Louis got last night now, and then I will pick you up in a couple of days time probably when we are making a little bit of progress.
Yes, thank you. So that is just the aftermath of put the extractor fan up in the downstairs toilet. So I was just messing about really, and then I dropped a screw. So yeah, we're getting that plastered on Wednesday. Yep, got both screws back now, thanks to Neva.
You always make me put my hands in places. It's like the lights when I had to put my full arm in the ceiling.
Yeah, so that's why that needs plastering. Because Neva, I shouldn't have let this happen, but Neva designed like the plans. So she had the light coming down there, like exactly there. Not where the hole is, like just put up to this basically. And turns out she's changed her mind, so there is a beam like there, so it meant the cable was on the other side of the beam, so we had to pass it back through so we could get it to there. So yeah, that's what she's talking about there. But she needs some looking now and again, don't you? Yeah, we've been busy on our honeymoon, haven't we, and wedding. Show them the final product. Take it off.
I'm not, it twists round.
There we are. Official now. Going nowhere.
Just have a quick chat to you while I'm getting ready this morning. So it's currently Sunday, it's like the bank holiday weekend, so it's bank holiday Monday tomorrow. Louis is at football this morning, and then I think he is probably just doing some more jobs in the house this afternoon, so I'll give you a little update of what he got done yesterday. It's nothing major really, it's just some like a little like electrical jobs that he was doing. We needed to put a plug socket in like where our electric log burner is going to be in the living room, but I'll take you downstairs and show you that. So I've just taken the dog out. I'm really quickly getting ready this morning, like nothing crazy. I feel like getting ready just gives me a little bit of like a boost of motivation and stuff. I feel like I'm really bad for not getting ready when I'm just like in the house all day, because I just feel like it's a bit of a waste of time, a waste of makeup, but it actually makes me feel like so much more productive and just a little bit better about myself. I mean, I always get dressed on a morning, even if I'm like working from home or whatever. I've never been one to like stay in my pyjamas all day, but I usually just shove on like leggings and a jumper, scrape my hair back like I have basically. But yeah, like this past week I've just sort of been making a little bit more of an effort, and it does make me feel a lot better. So yeah, I'm just doing a really quick makeup this morning, and then my goal for today is to basically just sort the house out, because I feel like it's always a mess when you get back from holiday. Obviously you've got loads of washing to do, The weather's been really nice as well, and we do have like a washing line on the fence, but we don't have, it's one of those like retractable ones, but we don't have a hook at on the other fence to like hook it onto, and the garden is really overgrown at the moment, so it's not very practical to like go out there and like walk in the grass and stuff. So I've been just drying all of the washing inside. You can see the little like drying rack behind me, but obviously I'm still off, so I've just been like doing a few loads of washing every day. We do also have like a washer dryer, so I have sort of dried a few bits just to get through a little bit more of the washing. But yeah, you can also see a massive pile here. This is all Louis' clothes. So obviously he was like back at work as soon as we got back from the honeymoon, so I've just been like piling his things up there, because obviously it's a mixture of like normal clothes, summer clothes, like he needs to sort through all of those bits, but I've just sort of folded it all up and left it there, because obviously he has been at work and like doing stuff in the house and things, so I'm just giving him a little bit of time to put that away. But hopefully he can maybe do that this afternoon. But yeah, there's just like, I've got boxes there as well, which I've sort of like filled with my summer bits, because obviously that is the end of our summer holidays for this year, and we're coming towards the end of summer, so I just wanted to have a bit more organisation. We still have things in boxes in like the extension room. That's pretty much where we like store everything. But yeah, I've literally had things in boxes since we moved, which was 2 years ago, so I've just like gone through things, got rid of loads of stuff, put things in new boxes, because the other boxes were literally like falling to bits. So yeah, I just want to have a big sort out of the whole house, to be honest, because it just seems to have like taken a turn over the past couple of days, and it's like really bad. So obviously we've also got the plasterer coming next week. He's mainly doing work downstairs, but he is going to do a little bit of like patching up in our bedroom. So god, I look crazy. Yeah, so I just want to make sure our bedroom is like as clear as possible, because we are going to have to move the bed and things like that. So yeah, that is the plan for today. This room is looking a little bit better. These are the boxes that I need to put away, but I'm reluctant to put these back into this extension room, because this is just getting worse. We've bought all of this insulation to go in like the ceiling, but Louis did try and do a bit there, but I think we need to do it like 2 people, and he was trying to do it himself, so we need to tackle that at some point. But he also needed to like cut a little bit out of the floor here to get access to the downstairs toilet below. So he's just like moved stuff, and this room is just a bit of a mess. So yeah, I'm reluctant to just shove those boxes back in here. I've got other like storage boxes over there somewhere with all of my summer stuff in, so I need to get them out so that I can put some of my like bikinis and cover-ups. This is all just summer stuff that needs to go in those boxes. It needs to go away. I've given my dressing table like a little bit of a clean and like a wipe over and stuff. There's still bits all over it, but that's always a mess, to be honest. And yeah, all of Louis' clothes are still here, so he needs to do something with that. I'm not envious of him at all. But yeah, I've got 2 charity bags here to go to the charity shop. I'm gonna go and do another load of washing, so that's why I've left that up. This suitcase is still not full, but it's still got stuff in it from holiday that I just sort of left in there that I need to put away basically. So I think that's mainly like summer things in there. So yeah, I need to do something with these bits, but for now this is looking a little bit better. I don't know what this sock is, but yeah, this is looking a little bit better. So I think I'm gonna do a load of washing now and then maybe try and tackle a little bit of downstairs, because downstairs is equally as bad as upstairs. So downstairs is looking pretty bad. I hope you can hear me over the washing machine, but yeah, the dining table always seems to look like this. I feel like it's just the place that we put everything. I don't know how people have those, like, you know when people have proper tablescapes and like all of the plates and bowls and everything like displayed out on the dining table. We could never ever do that, because this is like where everything is just dumped. But how cute is this, by the way? So after the wedding we had loads of flowers left, because obviously we had like flowers as our centerpieces, and we had like all of the bouquets and everything. So I'd said to my best friend, because we went on our honeymoon so quickly after the wedding, I was a little bit disappointed that I didn't look into like drying my flowers and getting them framed like this. So she came round and she'd said that she would look into it for us like while we were away. So she took my bouquet, and I went out for dinner with her yesterday, and she hadn't managed to find someone to do it like professionally, because I think you have to sort of look into it before your wedding basically, because you want to get your flowers picked up literally like the day after, so that they don't start like wilting and dying and stuff. Obviously I hadn't done that, so the flowers were starting to die. So she has basically done this herself, which is just so much more special than like getting it done professionally. So yeah, I just think this is the cutest thing ever, and I just love it. I love like the colours of it and everything. So I need to find a special place to put this up on the walls, but yeah, I just absolutely love that. So I need to find somewhere for that. I'll show you this as well, because this is a table runner that we got from Greece. So this is like the sort of Greek symbol. I loved like buying stuff for the house from like the places we went on our honeymoon. So this is from Greece. I'll get that out once the dining table is like cleared, and I'll show you what that looks like. But yeah, I really love that. And then I showed these on my Instagram, but I don't think I've showed them on here. So we got this painting from Sorrento. So we also got this one from Greece. So we need to do something with this. I might get like some canvas and sort of put this around, because it is just like a, like, I don't even know what you would call this, but yeah, we need to do something with this one. But there was this little shop in Sorrento that was literally like my dream shop. It was all antique frames and like proper hand painted paintings, and it was just unreal. I absolutely love the shop. So we spent a bit of time in there, and this was a little bit of a different frame. A lot of the other frames were like all sort of gold or bronze. This one was a little bit different. So we went for this frame, and we went for this picture because we literally just taken like photos and videos and stuff of like this exact view. I'll try and pop a picture on screen now of like the ones that we'd taken just before we went to this shop. So I wanted to get Vesuvius in it as well, because I just love Mount Vesuvius. So yeah, this is sort of like the Sorrento coast, and yeah, I just think this is like a really special bit of art that we've got to put somewhere in the house. I don't know where yet. And also obviously the one from Greece. But yeah, I've got still like wedding bits all over the place as well, but I feel like I don't actually know what to do with any of it at the moment, so I'm just sort of ignoring it. Yeah, I think I'm going to clear this dining table because this is sort of the first thing you see when you walk in, and this being messy just makes everywhere feel messy and look messy. So yeah, I'm going to give this a clean. Table runner, how it looks on the dining table. Obviously it needs an iron, it's got loads of creases where it's been like folded up, but I'm not gonna leave it here because my anxiety won't allow me to. You saw the state of the table, this is just where everything gets dumped, and I can't cope with like spillages or this getting all dirty. I feel like it'll be brought out for like special occasions, but yeah, I just think it's so nice. I would have bought this anyway, like just from a shop or like a website or whatever, but it just has a little bit more meaning behind it, that obviously we got it on our honeymoon and hopefully we'll keep it forever. It's nice and neutral, it'll go with any sort of like decor that we decide to do, but yeah, I just think it's so nice. I do wish it could have been a little bit longer because I would have quite liked it to hang over either side, but they only had it in this length, which I think was 180, and the dining table is 200, so it just sort of like comes to the end here with a little gap. But yeah, I absolutely love this. While I'm showing you things, I thought I would just show you this. So I can't remember whether I've already showed this. I think I have. This is the sample of the coving that I like. So this was from, I want to say the website is called Plaster Ceiling Roses, possibly, but they do all sorts of like coving and stuff. So this is like heavy, proper plaster. But then this, so this is a 2 meter length. This is from Screwfix, and this is like, I don't really know what the actual material is. It's, I would say more like plastic. It's very, very light, but it's a lot cheaper than this basically. And I think Louis is going to give this a go. So we bought a box of this coving, so I feel like, I want to say it was about £50, maybe about £53 for a pack of 6 2 meter length, so you get like 12 meters per pack, so that's like £53 for 12 meters. And this stuff, I think this was maybe around about £11 or just over £10 per meter. And Louis was, I don't think Louis would have been able to fit the proper plaster moulding himself. Obviously it's a lot different to work with, it's a lot heavier. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Obviously they're very, very similar. I do prefer this one because it's a little bit bigger. It's got like this extra detail along here that this doesn't have, but for the price difference, I think like the match is close enough. And what we might try and do is add to this. So once this is attached to the like the wall and the ceiling, I might add some extra mouldings like right above and right below and sort of like blend it in. I'll show you what I mean, because there's some mouldings from Screwfix that Louis needs to pick up today, so when they come I'll sort of show you what I mean. But yeah, we might try and sort of personalise this, add to it a little bit, just to make it a little bit bigger and a little bit more sort of unique to our house. Yeah, I just thought I'd show you that. And obviously because this is a lot more reasonable in price, obviously if Louis does make mistakes and things like that, it's not as big of a deal. And because this is a lot lighter in material, I just feel like it's going to be easier for him to fit himself. It's going to stay in place better. And and the reviews on the Screwfix one were really, really good, and everyone said once it was up, it literally just looked like it had always been there. You can't tell that it's not the proper like plaster stuff. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. So we are gonna have to get another pack of this because I just ordered this to sort of have a look. You can't buy these in just single lengths, you have to buy the pack of 6, and they don't obviously do like samples or anything, it's just Screwfix. So yeah, I just ordered a pack, had a look, and I thought if it's not right, I'll just return the pack. But yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do with the carving in the living room. So quickly as well, this room is looking exactly the same. Louis needs to clear a lot of this because it's mostly his stuff. Obviously we've got like the cushions from the garden furniture and things like that, but a lot of this is like Louis' tools, things out of Louis' car. Yeah, there's just quite a lot of stuff in here, so he's gonna have to do that today or tomorrow. But he has just put a plug socket down here so we can get all of this plastered, have the plug socket, and then we can obviously plug in our electric log burner, which will go here for the foreseeable future. One day we hope to get a real log burner here because we already have like the chimney and everything, so it should be quite easy to install a real log burner, but obviously it's not a priority at the moment, and we've got our electric one, which is like an Optimist one, so it's very, very realistic, and yeah, we're just gonna put that here for now. But yeah, that's just how this room is looking. I'm gonna leave this video here because it's already quite long. Obviously since we've got back from the honeymoon, we've just got a bit of like general housework and like washing and stuff like that to get through, and then the plastering is starting on Wednesday. So I did hope that we would have got a little bit more like organisation done ready for the plastering, but Louis has been out all day and I need his help to move some bits around upstairs, so we might get a little bit done this afternoon. We have also got tomorrow, it's bank holiday Monday tomorrow, so I'm hoping that we can spend a little bit more time tomorrow like moving stuff around, and we can like empty that living room and stuff. So I'll start that in a brand new video. So I hope you've enjoyed spending some time with me and you're excited to see the living room transformation. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.